Hello and welcome to the channel. And for today's video, even though I'm going to title this one McFarlane Updates, works in progress, I am throwing in some non-McFarlane stuff in this video. But let's start off quickly with what you see here on screen. So up front we have the new McFarlane page punchers, the 3-inch version. To the left we have the new McFarlane Superpowers Batman, and on the right we have a one classic Kenner Batman Returns Batman molded after the classic Kenner Superpowers figures. So I just put it in there for comparison, and also because it's been customized, just a full repaint. No cape on that one just yet. But yeah, I just wanted to start off with this since I just wanted to, for those wondering, what's the deal with these new figures from McFarlane, the page punchers and the the superpowers, excuse me. It's some I've seen some people complain for the superpowers that it doesn't have the the mechanism where if you squeeze the legs, the arms are gonna move front and back. I mean, it was a nice feature. It was a cool feature for as far as play value for kids. But really, these figures, even though they're just $10, they're not aimed at the child, right? They're not aimed at the kid connoisseur, right? They're aimed at the adult collector, and the adult collector was the one that bought those original superpower toys. And I mean, honestly, unless you're gonna grab the toy every once in a while and just squeeze the legs for fun, you're just gonna have the figure sitting wherever you're gonna pose it, wherever you're gonna put him, and he's gonna just sit there, right? So I'm not upset that the action feature was not included in these ones, because frankly, I'm gonna leave the figure just like you see him right now, standing up in a pose, and the only pose he can have, and that's it, right? So for those that are upset that it doesn't have the action feature, oh well, that's how you feel. But my only gripe with the superpower, the Batman, is if you notice the wider stance that the page puncher and the old Kenner figure has compared to the Superman, compared to the Batman. um, his pose, his legs are a little closer together. I would have preferred something more like this, right? But yeah, overall, it's a fun, just the only thing that I'm gonna do on this guy is gonna get rid of this cape, because this is like a nylon, what do you call this, like a ribbon material. So it's hard. It's the way this thing comes packaged, it has it's tagged through the for some reason it's tagged through the cape. So it leaves a hole in there. But yeah, I'm just gonna remove this cape and make a custom one of my own, because eventually I'm gonna have to do one for this guy as well. And this little guy, I like him just the way he is. he is based off of, well, I guess both of these are based off of the Hush Batman. Camera focus. I would have liked if, I don't mind, obviously, I don't mind that the superpowers are molded after the original looking toys, right? Excuse me. But I would have preferred if the superpowers were, or the page punchers themselves would have been, these guys would have been larger, like these guys, or would have been comparable to to these guys, the Spin Masters. The Spin Masters, these are 4-inch toys, right? So imagine this guy in that size. I like these. I don't have. This is the only Spin Master Batman that I have because I'm not a fan of the design they're choosing to use. This is like the Rebirth, right? Suit. If they would have gone something more traditional, I would have bought more of this line, because these figures are also very well articulated. They've got elbows, they've got thigh cut, knee cut, ball jointed head, well, swivel head, right? I'm planning on cutting the wrists off and then adding, just a swivel to them. This guy has a custom cape that I gave him, right? That is actually glued on. And I was thinking of doing something similar to the Kenner figure, but anyway, if McFarlane if I know why McFarlane couldn't do larger figures like the Spin Master, because Spin Master has the license for 4-inch figures, right? So if McFarlane also had a license to do 4-inch figures, these probably would have been larger, like that size. I'm pretty damn sure of that. But as it is, he had to do them in this little tiny size. But I would have preferred these guys in this size. Or if the superpowers would have been this mold, but larger in that size. But again, that's not in that case. It would not have been the superpowers. All right. So I don't know if fans would have been accepting, but yeah, this is pretty much the McFarlane molds. All of the page punchers are pretty much the McFarlane, the 7-inch Multiverse line, shrunk down to 3 inches. So there's that. And we're going to segue into this guy because it's going to lead into my next custom that I'm going to show you, a work in progress. So this is the Kenner Batman Returns Batman. This is the one that came with the gold belt and the gold emblem. So this has been repainted by me to look more like the traditional colors that he uses, which is yellow, not gold. Gold is more of the Nolan Batman. The Nolan Batman uses gold instead of the yellow. So what I did to this guy is repainted him in a flat black. I used the Angelus paints. The Angelus paints are those are leather paints, mainly used by customizers for excuse me, for sneakers. Sorry, for sneakers. But the flat black that they have is perfect for any Burton era Batman look that you're trying to accomplish. So So yeah, this was all repainted by hand. So I used their flat black for the bodysuit, and then the regular black for the gauntlets, the cowl, and the shin pads here. And then although eventually I had to I coated everything with the Krylon matte finish. So it really, at the end, it didn't really matter what paint I used. I could have just repainted the whole thing in the flat black, because eventually I had to go over with a gloss, a gloss varnish over the gauntlets and the cowl and the shin pads to give them that a brighter look, to contrast with the flat black of the suit, because that's how it was in the movies. The suit was the rubber suit was flat matte black, but the gloves and the cowl, they were a different color. I mean, they were not. Those were like a regular black, not shiny, not too shiny, but it wasn't like a matte colored, so it did contrast. So I repainted the whole figure, and I repainted the exposed chin area, because the skin color that they used was to almost like a pale yellow. It didn't look good, so I just applied my own skin tone to this guy. And you can see there is, I don't know if the camera's gonna pick it up. You can, yeah, there it is. You can see that there's like some slight texturing on the bodysuit. That was all done basically by accident. What the hell is this? Flake. Whatever. The texture. Oh, you can see. 1990 DC Comics Inc. A Kenner. The texturing occurred when I was spraying the matte clear, the Krylon matte clear. So the can is almost run out, so it was spraying not so smoothly, but it turned out to be like a blessing in disguise, as it gave them this textured look, which the actual suit does have. So in the end, it turned out, come on, focus. So in the end, it turned out to almost give me the look, the actual look from the suit by accident, right? So yeah, so that's that guy, and that is going to lead to, let me pause, this guy. So this is basically a repaint of the Three Jokers Batman, for comparison. This is the original Three Jokers Batman. Let me raise it up just a little bit more. Oop, there you go. This is all set up in front of my computer, so not my normal setup. Let me just shift this all over. There we go. You can see how far in advance I plan my videos. So yeah, basically this is that guy. I got a second one at a recent toy show here in TJ. It's basically what I was planning on trying to do with this guy, but when I did that video where I customized the shoulders for the better range, which I also did on this guy, and I'll explain why he doesn't have a head in just a second. The original plan for this guy was to repaint him in the Troika suit. Basically, the Troika suit. Google search Batman Troika. It's basically this suit, but it has instead of all black, it's got hints of it's kind of like the kind of like this blue, but still a little more darker for the gloves, the cowl, and the boots. But the thing is, to get the Troika suit look, I need another set of basically lower legs, because the Troika suit is kind of like, if you remember the Azrael Batman suit, he had flares like these, you know, the spikes, but there's those ones he also had them on his boots to the side, so it was all one piece, right? And he had the spikes coming out from the side of his calves on the boots. But so far, McFarlane hasn't released anything close. I mean, I could have probably gotten the Batman Beyond, but that figure is a little smaller as far as, you know, girth for the body, right? It would look he would have tiny legs, so it would not look good. So far, McFarlane hasn't done anything that resembles that lower legs that I'm looking for in order to get that what I'm trying to accomplish. So I had to put that idea on hold for now. So I got the second one to do basically what many people thought of when they first saw this guy, which is, oh, we can easily do a Burton Nera Batman with this suit, because he has the same belt, he kind of has the same look of the aesthetics and all of that. So we can easily customize it into a Burton Nera Batman, which I did. So it's I'll get this guy out of the way and I'll show you what I have so far with the figure. So all of this was done using spray paints. I tried a different brand. Let me pause 1 second and I'll tell you the brand. Okay, so the paint that I used as a base coat first for a primer, I used Duplicolor vinyl and fabric. So this, actually, what I've been hearing is that it sticks better to plastic, because, I mean, again, you know, if this is made to be applied to vinyl and fabric, you know, vinyl is a derivative of plastic, right? So it's supposed to stick. So this is supposed to stick better to because it has a flexible finish, right? So it's supposed to adhere better to plastic. So I used that as a like a primer, so to speak. Although now that I think about it, I should have gotten this is what a what's the color on this guy? It's charcoal gray. I should have gotten the black one, but I mean, I got this way before I had the idea for the figure, so I didn't even know if I was gonna use this. But the black that I used is this one, VHT high temperature plastic paint. Plastic engine covers and components. Interior or exterior plastics will not flake, chip, or peel. Supposedly, right? This is supposed to be a little more resistant than the regular Duplicolor paints that I've been using for my customs. And we're gonna do this right here on camera to see a durability test. Oh, it's already been clear coated as well. So any you see some of this residue that you see, this is from the top coat, not the paint. and you can just rub off that residue off, and it's gonna be very minimal, you know, visibly minimal. But that's from the top coat, not from, that's the using the Krylon, the Krylon matte finish. So yeah, it's I did that over the entire body, and then for the pins, I removed the pins and everything on the figure, and for the pins, I used that the flat black that I used on this guy, the Angelus paint. So I used the flat black on this, and it's a perfect match for the VHT paint. After applying the Krylon flat, the matte finish over it, so it's a perfect match for the black. I did have an issue. Well, first let me also explain that I had to cover up the gappage that was done here by removing the removal of the cape. So the cape attaches from this point here. The original plastic cape attaches from this anchor point, and then it has on the back 2 plugs that would let me show you these right here, right? So those I shaved off and covered up, and man, this is stiff. There we go. There we go. But yeah, so far the paint has been resistant for the most part. I haven't had any chipping. All of the issues that I've shown is mostly from the clear, not the paint itself. So it looks like the that combination of the vinyl paint, right, from Duplicolor, and the plastic paint from VHT, especially this one for high temperatures and, you know, for engine covers and all of that, seems to work. Again, I'm going to do the what I did on this guy, which is then apply just a gloss varnish on the gloves and on the shimp guards, and then eventually on the cowl, which I have not shown yet. It's not attached to the body yet because I still have to figure out the the cape situation here. I haven't found the fabric that I'm looking for, that I want to use for the cape. So I don't want to attach the head to the body yet, because I gave him these custom ears. These are just plastic toothpicks that I glued on. I removed the stock pointy ears, and then just gave him this one. I didn't want to push them all the way to the back like on this guy. I always like the ears to be a little more forward, or a little more centered, so to speak, not so much all the way to the back. I mean, this is fine. It's a cool look. It definitely would have looked more seamless if I put them all the way in the back. But I didn't want to reshape the head, because it was gonna lose, since this has a texture to it. The mold has a texture to it. You can see, right? If I would have reshaped the cowl on the back, it would have looked weird because it would look textured and then smooth, right? So I decided just to remove the ears, just do some minimal sanding, and just glued on the cut off toothpicks. These are plastic toothpicks to give him the longer ears. So I just masked off the exposed part of the face, the chin, and then applied the same thing, the base coat, the vinyl paint, and then the VHT paint for the black, and went in and repainted the eyes. So I don't want to attach the head yet to the body because it's gonna take force to put it in there. And I've already snapped the ear on this guy once, so I don't want to have to keep doing it, over and over and over again when doing the test fitting for the cape, right? So I'd rather just not try and set the head on the body just yet, and to avoid snapping the ears on this guy. I mean, they're on there pretty firmly, but again, a slip or something, they're gonna snap. So, because that also happened to my the DC Universe Classics, the one that has the McFarlane head that I also gave the longer ears. One it already had a shelf dive, and one of the ears snapped. So so yeah, just trying to avoid doing multiple movements on this guy, like popping off and on and on and on and off and on, and avoiding trying to avoid the snapping of the ears here. So yeah, that's it for this guy. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Do you think I'm still gonna also repaint the gun to modify the? Oh, I also modified the grapple gun. The grapple gun had the anchor point thing already shot out. It had the twisty cable and everything. I just cut that off and plugged it in. I made a hole in there. Just plugged this in. So eventually I'm gonna repaint this into a more to resemble the gun that he had on for the Burton movies. The yellows on this guy, I didn't touch anything. Those are still the stock yellow belt and emblem. Although you can see there is some a bit runoff. So if I can try and match the paint just to correct those black spots right there. But yeah, all in all, I think this one came out cool. And yeah, again, let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll check you guys out in the next one.